Friends, I know all of you like the fairy tale and princess tale. So today I am going to tell story of one princess. The story name is The Sleeping Princess. Long, long ago, a beautiful little princess was born in a palace. The king and queen, her father and mother, gave a great feast. They invited the fairies to the feast because they hoped they could be kind to their little daughter. But one fairy they forgot to invite, and she was very angry. She said to herself, I will go to the feast too. So, when all the other fairies but one had given their best wishes to the little princess, the fairy who had not been invited came in. She gave an ugly smile and said, when the princess is grown up, she will prick her finger with a spinning needle and die. But the good fairy, who had not made her wish, said, no, she will not die. She will fall asleep for 100 years. The wish of the angry fairy frightened the king and queen. So they said that no one in that land should use a spinning wheel. They then thought their little daughter would be safe. One day, when the princess was grown up, she went into a room in a high tower of palace. There she saw an old woman spinning. She said, what are you doing? I am spinning, said the old woman. The princess did not know about the bad fairy's wish. So she said, oh, how I should like to spin. As soon as the old woman gave the needle to the princess, she pricked her finger and then she fell asleep. The king and queen fell asleep. The servants and the soldiers fell asleep. The horses and the dogs fell asleep. The doves on the housetop put their heads under their wings and went to sleep. Even the flies on the wall went to sleep. All the palace went to sleep. A thorny hedge grew up around the palace. It grew so thick and high that no one could pass through it. One day, 100 years later, a prince was hunting in the forest. He saw far away the towers of a palace. He rode towards the palace until he came to the thorny hedge. But instead of thorns, the prince saw only flowers. So he went right through the hedge. He went into the palace and found the king and queen asleep. He found the servants and soldiers, the horses and the dogs, and everything asleep. When he had gone through all the rooms, he came to the room in the high tower. There he saw the princess asleep. She looked so lovely that he kissed her hand. She opened her eyes and said, my prince, I have waited for you here 100 years. Then she took his hand and they went out of the room in the high tower together. All at once, the king and queen woke up. The servants and soldiers woke up, and horses and the dogs woke up. The flies buzzed on the wall, and doves flew about the housetops. That night, there was a great feast in the palace. The prince and the princess were married and always lived very happily together.